what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2024 Chevy Blazer EV RS. Below me is a completely electric drivetrain. This is brand new for the 2024 model year. It's the first time that Chevy has ever done an electric Blazer and I'm very excited to share it with you today. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out and I come out to you. And huge thank you to Ray Chevrolet here in Fox Lake, Illinois for letting me take out their Blazer EV. You'll hear a lot more about them at the end of the video, but if you're interested in their inventory, please click the link in the description below. But let's get back to that all-electric drivetrain. Well, the EPA estimates that this vehicle will go 279 miles per charge, which is a pretty decent mid-range number. It's not the highest number, and it is far from the lowest range I've reviewed here on the channel, which is a very good thing. I think 279 is a very livable amount of mileage for someone that doesn't drive across the country every day. Because it is all-wheel drive, it does have two motors, and this is the RS, which is a mid-trim level. So there is the SS that's above it and the LT that's below it. So with that all-wheel drive, it does cut into the range a little bit, but to be expected with EVs. How does it feel to drive the Blazer EV? Well, a lot of EVs drive in a very similar way. It's quiet, it's composed, but the car definitely has a very solid feel to it. It feels planted, and that's really nice. The ride quality over these awful Illinois roads has been very good, and something I wasn't quite expecting out of Chevy, but I'm very happy to see. I don't have any complaints driving this car, and that's a very good thing for something that's so brand new. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital gauge cluster. I think this is a little cluttered, but it is very functional, and I like how many different colors and designs you get within the gauge cluster. So many cars I review just have one single color, and it looks very dull and boring. This does not. This actually looks very fun, and that's a good thing to see. It would take some getting used to, but not the end of the world. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our cruise control options, and off to the right, we have our voice commands, music, heated steering wheel, pages icon, things like that. This is going to be your more infotainment controls. And we do get a really nice RS badge down below. Off to the left, we do have a circular climate vent, power parking brake, lane keep assist, auto holding brake, and our gauge dimmer switch. And moving on to the door, we have two levels of memory seats as well as our get out mode, lock and unlock, power mirrors, and power windows. Moving into the center, we get an enormous infotainment system. Now, this is a Google system. GM is moving away from Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in favor of Google. Now, I am a very big Apple CarPlay fan. However, at first usage, this is my first time really using a system like this. I think it actually works really well. Now, I haven't lived with the Blazer EV. I don't know what the longevity of not using Apple CarPlay is like, but I do love the icons. They're very easily distinguishable. They're nice and large. And we do have some fun settings for like ambient lighting, which is really cool. Tons of options in here. And you can link it to the drive mode, but really, really nice that you get so many different color options. Like Lexus and Volvo gives you like 3 or 4. This is a lot nicer. We do have our drive modes. So we have sport, snow and ice, and my mode along with the normal mode. Kick it into sport. It makes a pretty cool noise. That's pretty cool. We also have our climate controls, although we do also get physical climate controls we'll talk about in a second. We have our charging, so we could use our settings for that. And of course, we do have the camera button, which is very, very nice to see. Now, like I said, there are heating and cooling options down at the bottom of the screen. However, you're not forced to use the screen because down below we do have fan speed, temperature, dual zone climate. I love, love, love that I get some buttons. I hate it when it's just ran through the screen and I don't have any tactile buttons to change any of the temperature, which I'm always changing. So really, really good on Chevy's part of doing it this way. This is the type of screen climate controls I'm okay with. Down below that, we have 3 symmetrical climate vents and an openable cubby with 2 USB-Cs and plenty of space down below to store whatever you want. Moving up to the cup holders, we will do a big friggin' bottle test, but as we learned at the 2024 Chicago Auto Show, this vehicle does in fact pass the big friggin' bottle test. Then we get a wireless charger and the center console. Another USB-C in there, but otherwise rather bland and vacant center console area. To be expected. The seats are finished in this lovely red color. This is a very bright red for the RS. They wanted to push that extra little, and I like it because it's different. It's not just a black leather interior with a black dashboard that's going to look the same as every other car I've ever driven. This actually has some pop and pizzazz to it, and I could see this definitely being the taste of someone but not someone else, However, I'm digging it. And I'm happy to see the red color here. The seats have been comfortable, nothing to complain about. They are heated, which is lovely, and all that I would expect out of a Blazer EV. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 Chevy Blazer EV RS, and this is my first time back here. I did not sit in the back seat at the auto show, and I am truly, honestly, blown away back here. 2 climate control vents, heated seats, 2 USB-C chargers, center console, 2 cup holders. Love to see that. The space back here is baffling. Hold on, I gotta check something. Looking at my license. No, my last name isn't Rockefeller, but I am certainly being treated like one back here. It's really, really impressive. And because it's an electric car and there's no drive shaft going through the middle to give it all-wheel drive, there's almost no hump. There's a little tiny little bump in the center that's maybe 1/4 of an inch high. That's it. So I can fully swing my legs back and forth, left and right. There's no hump in the center of the vehicle, which is a big, big plus to electric cars. Speaking of size and space, though, let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, around the back of the Blazer EV, which, the lights are doing something real cool. Oh, I didn't notice that. Double click it on the key fob, and it is a power tailgate. Of course, I don't know of any EVs that don't have a power tailgate, but I'm sure someone can correct me in the comments. Once we are back here, tons of space as well. They really packed a lot into this Blazer EV. LED lights here and here, love to see that. We can pull this up. We have our charger and some storage space down here. Love to see all of that. I would have liked to have seen a 12-volt outlet back here, not seeing that. However, not the end of the world. These are, of course, the floor mats for the first owner. We don't want to muddy those up with my vans. So, very, very cool to see that. Nothing really crazy beyond that, but little button here and the power closing tailgate of the Blazer EV. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I really actually do like the look of the EV Blazer. I think it looks good. I think it still looks like the modern Blazer enough, but it still is something unique on its own, and when you see one of these in traffic, you're definitely gonna be able to tell that it's an EV Blazer and not just a standard Blazer, which I like it when car companies do that. I like being able to tell in traffic if a car is one thing or another. I think Chevy did a pretty good job styling this vehicle, but you've already seen it because it was the star of the hit summer blockbuster Barbie. I think they might have overdone it on the marketing in that movie, but it introduced us to this wonderful vehicle. So with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think finally driving the first ever electric Blazer? Well, I honestly didn't have super high hopes for this vehicle, but I also now don't know why. It's doing everything I want this car to do. I think the fit and finish in here is pretty good. It's a nice driving experience. It's sporty enough. I like that it actually has some personality to it. I think EVs really struggle with personality. That's why everyone gravitates towards the Ioniq 5 so much, is because it actually looks like it's a sentient being rather than an appliance, and I think the Blazer is on its way there too. The only big issue with these is that GM is having problems rolling these cars out. They seemingly can't build enough Utilium platforms for the world. And we saw this with the Cadillac Lyriq. I also really, really love that EV, which gives me great hope for the Honda Prologue, which shares a GM platform. And yes, $60,000 is pretty steep, but you can find more affordable ones and some that will apply with the tax credit. So there is a way to dwindle that number down if that's what's preventing you from checking out the EV Blazer. However, I seriously think you should. I've enjoyed my time with it, and I'm excited to see what GM ends up doing with this platform. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake, Illinois for letting me take out this EV Blazer. I was so excited to get behind the wheel. Ray has been fantastic to work with. Everyone in their staff that I've dealt with has been super kind, super courteous, and super excited for me to do this review, which always is a very positive sign. Please go check them out. Like I said, their information is found up on the screen as well as in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.